And almost YouTube. Hello, everybody. Now YouTube is live. Welcome. Dr. Dion Napier with Amplify Vocal Studio. If you are new to my channel, let me introduce myself. I am an 11-year university trained opera singer turned commercial style voice coach, and I help professional level opera singers and bel canto voice teachers learn how to sing commercial music without sounding like you on an opera stage. What's up, everybody? Welcome to you guys joining on Instagram. And those who will catch the replay, thank you so much. I want to do a quick live on belting facts. Okay. I just got out of my traction event. If you were in traction, I hope you enjoyed it. That's my 4-day vocal cross training event for professional opera singers and bel canto voice teachers, where we go over the basics of mixed voice. We do some spiritual activation, mindset conditioning. We do some basics of belt. And then today we had a very special guest, Kylie Dean, to talk to us about how to listen to contemporary music, intentional listening. It was so much fun. And so I want to do this quick live because I actually forgot to present this in traction. I'll probably go back in and drop this. But I want to talk about some belting facts. Belting facts, because it's a lot of I don't want to say misinformation, but it is that. It's misinformation, it's confusion, and really it's fear among classical singers when it comes to belting. So I just want to drop some facts so that y'all's mind can be free. What's up, everybody that's here live? All right, so the first belting fact. Hold on, my slides are not exactly in order. I'm gonna just go the way they are on my phone. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, so the first belting fact. Belting is a primal sound that is pre-programmed into every human being by God. This is how I teach belting, okay? Belting is your yell. It's like a sigh or a baby cry or a whimper. These sounds are pre-programmed into you. Okay, so you don't have to be afraid of doing something that comes naturally. I tell my singers, God ain't gonna give you something that's inherently going to harm you. Now you can misuse and abuse a thing, yes. But belting in and of itself is not inherently harmful, like many of us were taught in academia, okay? So what I'm doing, I'm coming after those lies and those strongholds in the mind, because academia told classical singers some things that scientifically just do not add up. Scientifically, it's just wrong. It's error. And I'm not saying that we dishonor the teachers and the people who told us, because usually they just telling us stuff that they've learned, and people just passing down lies until somebody goes back and does some deeper digging, and it's like, wait a minute, that ain't exactly true. So we're not dishonoring anybody, but we definitely want to get clear on this stuff so that we're not afraid, and so we can move forward in developing our sound. Okay, so belting is a primal sound. You've been hardwired to do it. Okay, that's the first belting fact. The second belting fact is the higher you belt, the more twang you need to mix or blend into your sound. So for me, when I say the word pharyngeal resonance, if you follow me for any amount of time, you know I talk a lot about that pharyngeal resonance, especially for classically trained singers. That's the same. I use that term synonymously with twang. The higher that you belt, you have to mix in some of the twang. If you don't mix in the twang and you keep that sound exclusively in your mouth resonator, in that chest voice, then you're going to have some issues moving forward. But if you know how to do it right and you know how to add the twang in the sound, you straight. Okay, so we don't want to be afraid of belting and belting higher and hyper extending our chest voice, but adding that twang in there. We don't want to be afraid of that. You just want to get with somebody that can teach you how to do it right. Okay. All right, and if y'all have questions while I'm sharing these facts, feel free to drop them in the comments. Again, my audience is professional level opera singers, bel canto voice teachers, people who have gone and studied music formally in academia. So I'm not talking to beginner singers. I'm not talking to intermediate singers. I'm talking to advanced level professionals that are already making money using their voice and in teaching, and they're trying to cross over and learn how to get a more contemporary sound in their voice. Okay, so that's my primary audience. So the next belting fact, and this is going to be short, y'all. The next belting fact, welcome on YouTube. The next one is belting is chest dominant, not chest exclusive. And that goes back to what I just said. Okay. So I think the old school misinformation academia told us that belting was harmful to our voice because the assumption was it's just a shout that's trapped in your mouth. And as you try to go higher, then that's going to be harmful. Yeah, that can be harmful if you do it like that. But like I just said, belting is chest dominant. It's not chest exclusive. When you're doing belting sustainably, you know you got to add some of that twang in there. Okay. So that's that fact. The next fact, choose your intent first and then activate your yell. So yesterday in my traction event, I was walking my singers through 4 steps to prepare your voice for contemporary belting. Okay, this is not in my notes, but I'll just tell y'all. So the first step is that you want to get refined chord closure because your vocal cords are soft coming from opera singing. You don't have that edgy commercial sound, but you can get it. But the way that you want to start is by doing vocal fry. I have talked about vocal fry a lot. If you're new to my channel, go on YouTube, look at some of my stuff on Instagram. I talk about the vocal fry and the way that it helps to put an edge on the chords, okay? On the sound, tone quality. So you want to do that. The second thing you want to do is develop compression control, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. The third thing you want to do is reestablish your chest voice because your chest voice is weak as water. Okay, I'm going to talk about that too. And then the fourth thing that you want to do is activate your yell. Okay, so this, like I said, these notes are not exactly in order, but before you activate your yell, you want to choose your intention. One of the